Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cloud Wars Minute. You give us 3 minutes, we'll give you some unique insights into the greatest growth market the world has ever known. Today's episode is brought to you by HVR. Don't be held hostage by siloed data. HVR lets you integrate high volumes of data to the cloud nonstop for fast and fresh decision making. So in today's episode, I want to talk about IBM going all in on industry clouds. Mentioned this a few weeks ago, but I think it's really important today to emphasize here. You've got a big company, one of the biggest, most storied technology companies in the history of the world. They're making a pretty wild pivot into this, not just more focus on the cloud, but into this booming new market for industry-specific clouds. And Howard Boville, their senior vice president for cloud, came over to IBM a year ago as Arvind Krishna took over as CEO. Howard came from Bank of America, where he had been chief technology officer, and he brings a very interesting customer perspective to IBM, and he's really intensely focused on this switch to the industry cloud business. Let me read you actually this quote from Howard Boville, Senior VP at IBM Cloud. He said, "The nice thing about the approach we took at IBM is we pivoted from trying to be a general purpose cloud to the core industries that we're focusing on, so I can really ensure that I'm building the kind of stuff that I want customers to consume with really good quality engineering and really understanding the actual problems that customers face." Then he talked about how he's spending billions of dollars to build those capabilities, and he said, it's going to be very specific for the markets that I'm going for, as opposed to this generic thing that then the customer has to do a huge amount of customization around. That didn't make any sense in my old role, and it certainly doesn't make any sense when I talk to CEOs in the markets we're focusing on. So pretty profound there, right? And I think what Howard's saying is, if you're going to be serious in the cloud, you better get those industry-specific capabilities, or customers are just not going to be interested. So big move by IBM from general purpose to industry-specific. Howard says it's a $700 billion opportunity for IBM. Some of the key points that he made about this that are a big part of what IBM's doing, said they're focusing, of course, on open. They're going to be able to build in at every step of the cloud some security implications for what they call confidential computing, compliant with industry regulations, data regulations, and so forth. The ability of AI to be more secure in here when the data is handled. And he said, finally, we're seeing in the cloud overall a switch from chapter 1, when all the conversations about technology, to chapter 2, which is where the focus is more appropriately on business outcomes. So very exciting stuff here from IBM, and I think a big indicator for the whole cloud industry. You better be able to move into the industry-specific capabilities to go forward. It so happens I'm recording this on Mother's Day. There's my dear mom up there. Hope all of you mothers and those of us who have mothers, which is pretty much everybody, had a wonderful Mother's Day. Thanks for being with us here at Cloud Wars Minute, our news and commentary show. Have a wonderful day.